And welcome back, YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. I always appreciate that. And today let's talk about Dex. Now, Dex is a female hacker. And this is what I really like about the game. A female protagonist. You don't see that a lot in games, but here we have a badass girl who wakes up one day and needs to run because people are chasing her. And the story is pretty much the Matrix all over again. So no points for originality. Now, gameplay-wise, Dex is part adventure game, part RPG, platformer, brawler, all in one. And I will talk about that later in this review. But first, let's talk about the graphics. Now, Dex has the look of a 2D point-and-click adventure game, and I really like that. Now, for the art style, the developer obviously draw inspiration from movies like Blade Runner. You really get this dystopian, corporations rule the world kind of setting. And combined with the nice electronic music, it really is the atmosphere in this game that really stands out. Now, what you do in this game, you talk to characters who are really wacky, and I also like that a lot. And they're very well voiced.
How do you, prettiness? What you calling for today?
In my opinion, characters should always be a little wacky and humorous, because humor is really a rare ingredient in games. You know, a lot of games take themselves really serious, but this game, it really does not take itself too seriously, and that's cool. So characters will give you quests that are pretty varied, so that's a good thing. And you'll be side-scrolling, running and platforming through the environments that are really well designed again. Now, the platforming bit doesn't really work that well. You can't always tell where to jump, so that will result in a lot of unintentional deaths. It's just not a very good platform game. You also run into a lot of bad guys that you can fight, you know, melee style, brawling, so to speak, and the system is pretty basic and also exploitable. If you repeat a certain flying kick and punch afterwards, then that will sort of get you through the fight each and every time. So it's really repetitive and kind of dull after a while. Now, enemies drop items like ammo and cash, a lot of stuff and consumables that will keep your health up. Now, if you are successful with the quests, you'll get experience points, and you can then unlock and raise your skills like strength, so you get stronger and you'll be better at melee combat and gunplay and hacking. Now, with the cash, you can buy augmentations, pretty much like in Deus Ex Human Revolution, which I really like. So, for instance, you can buy cybernetic legs, so you can jump higher, or you can get the one that will allow you to resist toxic gases. And all this opens up different places in the game world that were inaccessible before. So it's really nice to come back to certain locations and then explore a bit more. But here it comes. Since Dex is a hacker, you will be doing a lot of hacking. So you'll be hacking lockers, computers, doors, security systems and whatnot. And it really boils down to this one mini game that is really awful, I think. It's basically a game of asteroids, and it feels like there's really no connection with the game. It's really a different kind of mini game, and it really becomes repetitive and progressively harder in the end. And if you don't put a lot of points in the hacking skill, you have a problem at the end of the game, as I experienced. So, and it really took out the fun for me out of this game. It's just so flawed, but there is a lot of potential here for a possible, hopefully better sequel. Now, you can pick this up during sale. You're around $5, and it will give you around 10 to 15 hours of game time, which I think is quite good, quite reasonable. So that's my review of Dex. It's flawed. It has a lot of character. You can tell that the developers have put a lot of heart and soul into it, but it just fails short in almost every way. But the sum of all parts kind of brings this a little bit above average. But still, I had some fun with it, but in the end, just wasn't enough. So I thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, like, and leave comments. And see you next time. Bye.